Hey everybody, today we're going to be doing our training. We're going to bust out on our individual goals and everything like that, because remember, what we are today is real university purpose pursuers. So what is that individual thing that you want to accomplish? So today we're going to be talking about those 5 steps to strategic enrollment. We're talking about prospecting, peaking and passing, presenting, and then plug and promote. All right, so we'll get into that right after this. Hey guys, like we said, what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into prospecting, peaking and passing, presenting, plug and promote. But today we're going to be focusing on presenting. If you're looking for the other 2 steps, we talked about those in the previous videos that are on live. So if you're on Team Purpose Pursuer, or if you're on one of our other sites, the Real University page, or the Real Estate Advanced Leadership page, then you can find that in the lives that we have there. Okay, so you can go back and see, because we're going to have these 5 steps outlined. If you learn these 5 steps, you'll be able to duplicate your process so that your business can grow and you can have leverage. And I'm not just talking about your myecon business with Real University, but I'm talking about your end goal, right? Because we're talking about business things that you need to implement right away in order for you to get yourself into a better position. So not just personally, but also the business part of you too, okay? Because we're talking about cash flow management, business income, and investment income in order for us to overcome the hurdles that are getting our way: inflation, debt, taxes, and less than adequate investments, okay? So we want to understand personal credit and business credit, right? Because the end goal is to be able to use the tools that we have to be able to have a further push on our individual purposes, whether that is a 501c3 or whether that is a nonprofit like a 501c3, right? Or if that is a community service, whether that is a business like a brick and mortar, right? So whatever you want to do, what the goal is to do is to have the discipline necessary so that you can do what you want to do, okay? Because remember, we break down as purpose pursuers. We break down our day using our power hour, okay? Because within that power hour each day, we want to be able to build ourselves up, right? Because we're not asking you to come in and do some pills, potion, lotions, wraps, or tea, right? We're asking you to say, hey, focus on yourself. Get yourself to a better place, so then you don't have to worry about the challenges of finances. Then you can choose with the proper education to do the things that you really want to do in life. And that hour is broken down into personal development, continuing education, and income producing activities. Okay, personal development, that's just 10 pages of a good book every day. Just simple 10 pages, right? If you can change yourself 1%, just 1% every day to a better place, to where you want to be in life, toward that better place, that's a 365% change in the year, right? So we want to work on ourselves. And then the continuing education, that's where you work on your purpose. You work on the thing that's going to help you to sharpen your axe, to become the better you, right? And then you're going to do your income producing activities. Those are things that's going to actually produce for you income, not just the organization, not just do getting everything in line, not just posting without a purpose, okay? But we're talking about income producing activities, right? So we always want to do that, and we want to lead with what is our why, okay? What is it? The reason that you do what you do. If it's just extra money, you're going to stop. If you just stand and say, hey, I just want to create extra money, then you're going to stop, because there's many books that are written out there that you can just read it and it will give you directions to do things to create extra money, to build businesses, those types of things. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that you have what you need, which is the why, that big thing that's generating you. What are you going to do with the money? How would that make you feel having to accomplish now that you do have the money to do that thing you want to do? Okay. So let's get into your why. But what we want to do is right now is just to let you know what we always look into: the mindset of recruiting and the mindset of enrolling, right? Because no matter what you do, no matter what terminology that you put upon the process, right? We call it brand management. We call it social media marketing. Okay. We call it different things. But the thing is, you're promoting yourself, right? No matter what it is that you're doing, people are buying you as your brand, right? Even if your food is awesome and you are not an awesome person, a lot of people may not come to you, right? Because people are used to knowing individuals these days as well as their products or service. Okay, so that's what we want to do. And what I want to do is just introduce to you somebody I've been following, a mentor of mine, Darnell Self, out of the he does a lot of motivational speaking and things like that. And so he speaks about, the mindset of when you're talking to individuals, because when you're talking to individuals, whether it's talking about, the haircut, whether you're talking about retirement, whether you're talking about having a great plate of food, whatever your service, whatever your product is, it doesn't move unless somebody gets behind your purpose and understands it enough to want to participate. Okay, that's how that moves. So it becomes a mindset on how to go forward the best way. So that's what we're going to look into today, and that is Mr. Darnell Self. All right, hold on one second.
I mean, we're in this room because we've come from so many different companies within this amazing industry in so many different countries, but we all deal with the same thing. So there's no faking it here, right? We're here not to compete with one another, which is a rare culture, by the way. Thank you, Art Jonak, for creating a culture like this, where we're not here to compete, but complete one another. A rare culture in our industry, a rare culture to have, right? Because wealth is a minority. If it was a majority, everybody would have it. But everybody doesn't have $1 million, so it makes it a minority. That means that the majority of folks won't believe in what you're doing. They won't follow what you're doing because it's a minority. If it was a majority, everybody would say, oh yeah, network marketing, direct sales, count me in. But because it's not that, it's a minority. So don't expect to see the majority do what the minority only have. Okay, good. And so let's make sure we don't have a false expectation right from the beginning of our list. Look, I made a list, my first list ever. It said, look, make out a list of everybody you know. Don't prejudge, right? You've been told this. Don't prejudge. And so I did so. I made a list of everybody that I wanted to put on the list. It was 116 people. Now, I'm sure I knew more people than that. I was in my 20s, and I knew more people than 116, but those are folks that I felt comfortable putting on the list. 116 people. Your money may not come from the people on your list, but through the people on your list. And so sometimes we get so caught up on the people on our list and who's joining and who's not, but it's what's coming through your list, not necessarily what's on your list. If I was worried about the people that were on my list, I wouldn't be in front of you today, that's for sure, because out of 116, only one is with me. And by the way, the one that's with me is not the superstar. That's the one who led to the superstar. So not any of our Millionaire Club members, not any of our six-figure incomers, none of them were on my initial list. Sometimes our hesitancy, our fear is contacting the people on our list because we're concerned about what they're going to think about what we're doing, concerned about what we're saying, if we're going to say the right thing. But if you put your mindset, and it's not just that person, but who can come through them, then maybe you'll contact them knowing that it's not so much about them, but who they know. Good. And so this is very important that we understand that our list is bigger than what's on your piece of paper. This is the feeling you gotta have, because the attitude comes before the paycheck. People say it all the time. It's easy for you. You think that way because money's not an issue in your life anymore. No, the attitude came before the paycheck. I had to think that way first. Posture. Now, I get excited when people tell me my brother's with me. We're doing it together as a family. My mom is with me. My son is with me. That's admirable, and I get excited for you. It's just not my story. This is the reason why you come to events like this, and we invite our teams to come to events like this, because even when I can't reach my team, a third party can. Because perhaps they can't relate to my story because no one on my list is really with me except one. But there's someone else who will get on the stage and say, my mom's with me, my son's with me, everybody with me. It's a whole family affair. And then you can relate to that because your family's with you. You can't relate to my story because my family's not with me. My family said, are you rich yet? You making $1 million yet? I was in for 3 months. They're like, you rich yet, son? I'm like, Dad, you've been driving the bus for 30 years. You ain't rich yet. I didn't say that. I just thought about it. Because my father didn't believe in timeout. I'd have been knocked out in the corner.
I'll tell you, every time I see that, I get so excited because, the biggest thing is that it does not depend upon others. It does not depend on what they go or what they will say, what they didn't say, right? The thing is, I heard from another mentor of mine is, tell me yes, tell me no, tell me quick, I got to go, right? So either way it is, I'm looking for the individuals that are hungry and willing to do the things that they want to do to help themselves. It's not to come aboard and sell another pill, potion, lotion, wrap, or tea, right? We're not pushing the product. We're not pushing a service. What we're doing is saying, hey, you want to come on and help yourself to become better than you could ever be alone. Just like when you go to the gym, right? You go to the gym and you can do it, and you know how you're pushing your weights or you're running or whatever the things are that you're trying to do for your life, right? But what you can do is you can get a coach, and when you grab a coach, everything else becomes streamlined. Everything else becomes, you can turn your mind. What should you do next? How should you do this piece here? How many reps should you do after that, right? How long should you rest? How much water should you drink? You have somebody to be able to tell you those things, and you just implement the strategies. Okay, you just implement the strategies, and then your life becomes better by doing that. You don't worry about the results because you're looking at the coach, and the coach has the results. So you do the things that the coach is saying to do, right? So that's why I get so excited, because every time I can get myself better, right? All I have to do is read 10 pages of a good book a day, and I can put more things into me about the things that makes me feel better, right? It doesn't matter what I've done. It doesn't matter what I'm going to do, right? What matters is what I'm putting into myself. That's what's going to create the next step, the next me. The real you is only going to change according to what you're putting into you, right? If you're not only looking for something outside of you to change you, right, then that's all that you're going to be dependent upon. It's going to be the ups, it's going to be the downs, right? And so all you're going to do is you're going to be able to look outside of you. But if you're always depositing those things that say, I am this type of individual, I can do anything that I want, I can have, whatever it is that I desire, if I put my mind, my will, and my emotions behind it. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we do know those things. Okay. All right. Now, so as we were talking about this 5 steps, these 5 steps, you can do this, and this will help you in any area of life, any area that you're looking to do, because your thing is you need to acquire particular clients, customers, a following, right? There are steps for you to do that. What we're focusing on now is to get ourselves more individuals that we can get in front of that's going to be hungry and willing to be able to take care of the things that they want to take care of with their lives, with their financial situations. Okay, so the first thing we talked about was prospecting equals listening. We're simply listening for what the issues are, right? Are they challenges with taxes, with money, with credit, right? What are those challenges that they have? So we're listening with a purpose, and that purpose is to do what? Help. The purpose is to assist them to get some information that we know that's going to help them. Okay, so that's our goal, is to be able to get that information in front of as many people as possible. That is the duty of everyone that's listening. It's not our duty to have people enroll. It's not our duty to make their decisions for them. It's not our responsibility to convince them of anything. Our responsibility is to get this in front of them the easiest way possible by using a system. Okay, when you use a system like this is the beginning of your brand management. This is the beginning of your social media marketing. Okay, this is the beginning. This is your grand announcement that you have solutions, not just a product or a service or something that you want somebody to spend their money with. You want to help them get their money back. Okay, so you hear something like they have an issue with I say needing extra money to get the kids into college, or whatever it may be. Okay, just that's what we're going to look for today. It's what we're going to work with today. Okay, and then your goal is you've prospected, you've listened. So now your goal is, I'm just curious. If I could, would you? If you're taking notes, write that down. I'm just curious. If I could, would you? Okay. That way, when you have words working for you, then your brain is working on a script. Okay. So it allows you to have what? You practice, perfect practice, so that you can be perfect. Okay, so now that's what you're looking to do. You want to have a script so that the script does the work for you, not you yourself. Okay, it is I'm just curious. If I could, would you? I'm just curious. I heard you say something about that issue. Okay, if I could show you a system, if I could show you a website that could probably help that situation, would you take a few minutes and watch it? If I could show you, if I could tell you a testimony about somebody that's going through the same thing and how they overcame, would you take a few minutes to listen? Right? I don't know if it would help you or not, but if I could, would you? Right? So you can revolve around the way you can put your personality into the script. Got it? So now you want to pique their interest. That's what you're doing now when you ask the question, right? The goal is to say, generate curiosity. Okay, I'm just curious. If I could, would you? Okay, now what you want to do is pique a little interest. You want to edify. You want to increase the the way they see what you're getting ready to talk about. I don't know if it can help you or not, but I've been talking to and I've been dealing with about I don't know, 200 or 300 people that I've been seeing. I've been following these people, and they've been using this system over and over again, and they've come out. They've become better. Okay. And now I'm able to put it on myself, and I've already seen these things change. Okay. So you use your particular testimony. If you've adjusted your cash flow manager, okay, I mean, if you adjusted your W-4 and you have an extra $200 a month, right? Then you have that testimony. If you have started working on your credit and seen changes, then you have another testimony. If not, you're brand new, then there are other testimonies that you can use, right? That's what plugging into the system helps you to do. You're able to help others. So when I see people that are needing certain things, before, my goal was to give them something that they could buy, right, that would help them, so to say. So I would say like this. Somebody's going through money issues. My goal was to say, get you to buy this particular product or service, right, that you can sell yourself. Then that extra money that you make by selling this, right, can help you do what you need to do. We took all of those steps out of the way and said, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to help you to save money. We're going to help you to find the money that you're missing so that you can use that money to reduce your debt, to reduce your expenses. Now you're reducing your taxes. Now you have extra cash flow to apply to other areas. Okay. So now you're able to have that testimony so that you can increase the curiosity while you're piquing their interest, right? And your goal, your question is to pique interest. I'm just curious. If you want to use if I could, would you? You can say, I'm just curious. Have you ever heard of? I'm just curious. Have you ever heard of? Hey, I'm just curious. I heard you say you had issues with getting your children into college and keeping them there because you didn't have quite enough money. If I could, would you, is the first one. And then the other one is, have you ever heard of the 369 transformation? That might be a little easier when you're beginning. Have you ever heard of the 369 financial transformation? Have you ever heard of the Renewing Excellence and Advancing Leadership University? Have you ever heard of the Financial Blueprint Academy? Okay, so you hitting these things you know they probably haven't heard of because you're piquing interest and generating curiosity. Now you want to pass them onto a third party tool. Okay, and the third party tool is what we're going to talk about next. That's what our major talk is about, the presenting. Okay, so as you're piquing the interest, generating curiosity by I'm just curious, have you ever heard of 369 Financial Transformation? No. Well, they've been helping me and so many others that I've been watching to get themselves out of debt, get better credit, and help themselves to increase income and cash flow without worrying about selling things. I don't know if it helped you, but I've seen it help a lot of people, right? If I could, would you watch it? If I could pass that to you, would you watch it? Okay. So now you have your words that you can put into place. All right. That you can use to help the individual to generate curiosity, right? To pique interest. And then you use edification of the system, of the testimony. You use the edification of the website. It has helped so many others that I've been watching, and I've been starting to work on it myself. Now, I've seen this also, okay? Or I've seen so many others, and here's the testimony of somebody that I've seen go through it. This person has actually cash flowed over $700,000 without worrying about selling a pill, potion, lotion, wrap, or tea, right? So you have to get this thing in you for the system to work for you. Then use the words for your bullets, so to say. Okay, and this is what helps to qualify or disqualify the individuals that you're working, that you're sitting before, that you're talking with, right? Because when you're working on you have a job, right? And somebody's doing the hiring, you're doing the hiring. I don't know if anybody's been in that position, but if you're doing the hiring or you've been in a position of being interviewed, right? Then that is a position to where they're saying, hey, if you qualify according to what we see here, then we will allow you to work with us. Okay, that's how you have to look at what you're doing now. You have to get out there and understand that, just like advertising does. People want to do advertising, those types of things, to get themselves on the radio, all those types of things, but the message is not there. Just because you have a great product, a great service, doesn't mean that the market is going to know that, even if you put it out there on announcements. Okay, so what I want to do is make sure that we understand how to do what we need to do. Okay, because what you want to do is be able to have that understanding of getting individuals what they need. Help them with their finances, help them with their credit, help them with their issues. Not you particularly taking your time to do that, but just pointing them, right? Piquing the interest and passing them onto something that can help them to do that, and then plug them into it and then promote them through the system. Okay. So now you've edified the system. You've edified it by the testimony. You've edified it saying that by other people that you've seen that are getting great results. And then some, you can inject something of your own, right? So you're talking to them about their challenge, issue, or problem, right? So now what we want to do, we want to point them as we pass them onto a tool, okay? And then you have to realize that you are not a tool. So you are not the individual that no one should be doing the explaining. Well, tell me about it. That's what some of them may say. Well, tell me about it. You tell me about the 369 financial transformation. I don't have time to go to a website, right? Well, I understand that too. I thought that at one point in time, but I took about 5 minutes to watch it, and it changed everything for me. Okay, so when you understand, exactly what's happening, and until you continually plug in to training, just like you would on a day-to-day basis. When we have a job, we report to that job 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, to do the repeated steps that are necessary that they tell us to do. But when we say plug in and watch the presentation on Wednesdays and Thursdays, 30 minutes there, 30 minutes there, that's an hour over 2 days. Then some have the not the understanding to say that it's going to be the same thing over and over again. You see what I'm saying? The two things don't compute, right? You have the want to, or the desire to go in to do that for the person that's telling you, the person that's telling you as a job. But the thing that's going to free you, that's going to give you independence, which is working for yourself, right? What we want, and I've been there, long time ago, because I did realize education and information is the key. But I've been there, and we think that we want somebody just to say, hey, do this, this, and this, or we want somebody just to give us the game. Okay, and so what we think of the game is not what we think it is. If that was the reason, you wouldn't consistently see people that are being celebrated or for being great in what they do. They will always say that this overnight success took me 10 years, 20 years, whatever that amount of time was. It took me hundreds and hundreds of jump shots. It took me, it's the practice. It's the steps. It's getting into a system. It's getting into a routine. It's developing the habits that become a character, that become characteristics, okay, of that life that you're wanting to lead, right? So that's what we want to do. You have to get yourself to a place understanding that I'm using a system, and do I know all the parts of the system, right? So that's what we want to implement. And also too, we never want to get to a point to where we're comparing ourselves. You have to, and as I put these different videos out, these things are not just for the individuals that are around, because right now, there are not a lot of individuals. But I know that there's going to be, as I'm recording this, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, there are going to be others that are going to see the hunger and the willingness that they have themselves, and they're going to seek out the what they need to fulfill the hunger and the willingness to get themselves to a better place, right? And so once they grab hold of that, and they're going to take off. So always remember that you are not the tool. When you're using this, you're presenting over to your www.incomeshifting.com, and let's take a look at that right quick, right? Okay, let me share my screen with you so that you can see. All right. Now, so as you see here, this is the site that has, that you point them to. Okay. So now you're saying, hey guys, I'm not sure, that it can help you now, but I have seen, it helped quite a few people. And matter of fact, here's a testimony of the individual that I've seen it help. But, and then you have your individual testimony set up. You could go to the YouTube page of YouTube page of myecon's page, and you can see the different testimonies that are there. Okay, so you can go to that page and you can see the different testimonies of the different people. All right, so what you can do is you can learn the overview of that testimony. Like you have Coach Terrence Hill, Mr. Step in that room. He's actually, over the years that he's been in the business, has cash flowed over $700,000. And this cash flow hasn't come from selling pills, potions, or selling things, right? But it has come from him using these strategies. And so I know this will help you when you're trying to get your kids into college and keep them in college because of the money. So I understand that. So you need an extra couple $100, extra couple hundred, whatever that may be, right? But Mr. Hill has cash flowed over 700,000 by understanding the money that was being lost. I'm not sure if it can help you or not, but you probably want to watch. And it's www. Matter of fact, do you have a pen, or is there a phone that you might want to put this in right quick? Right? Oh yeah. It's www.incomeshifting.com. Okay. And what you can do is just a 5 or 6 minutes that they need to find out exactly what it is that you can help you. It's not about selling anything, but it's about financial strategies, okay, to help you to do exactly what you're talking about. And matter of fact, I know you have a few questions. So what I'll do is I'll have one of our mentors, available so that if you have any questions, they can walk you through those steps or walk you through whatever question that you may have. Okay. So when was a good time for you that you can take about about 5 to 10 minutes or so? And they'll say, well, good, my time is such and such and such. And such. Well, great. I'll make sure that I'll have them there. So you have to come from a position of strength. You have to come from a position that you know that you have something that's going to help them. Okay. And then they will be led in that manner, right? If they're not open, then that's fine too. So if they're not open, then that's great. So you just go ahead and go forth from there. Okay. So you move on. And this page is also
Hello, and
is in
thanks for receiving
Spanish
this
too,
life-changing information.
and the pay and it lasts about I think about 5 minutes, or a little over 5 minutes or so. Okay, so this is something that is very easily shared. Okay, so once you're going through the steps, right, you're listening for the issue. The issue comes up. It's a challenge with money, right? I'm not sure. Okay, when that you feel like you may interject, it should be when the conversation comes to a close, right? You don't want to seem like you're selling. You seem like you're pushing something, or seem like you are nervous. Okay, so what you want to do is you're listening, and you're listening with the purpose. So when you have that opening, then your goal is, I'm just curious. I heard you say X, Y, and Z was a challenge for you right now. If I could share with you something that I've been watching, something that's been helping me to get my finances in order and go after my purpose, would you watch it? Take a few minutes, to watch it, to see if it can help you as well. Right. And if they say, what would they say at that point in time? Well, sure, I'll take it out if it's going to help me, do what I'm trying to do. Right. Then your goal is to simply pass that to them. And then at that point in time, say, hey, like I was saying, it's about 5 or 10 minutes long, but I know that you were talking about the challenge. You tell them, restate the challenge that they were having. And I will also have somebody that has gone through that challenge and has also cash flowed over 750,000. If you're going to have Mr. Aaron's Hill. Okay. Or you can say also, well, better yet, I tell you what, don't specify. Just simply say, because that's generally who I'm pointing some people to. So just say to your expert, when you show them the website, you've picked and passed, and you pass them the www.incomeshifting.com, right? So you can say, hey, this right here is about 5 or 10 minutes long, and I know you're going to have questions because you are wanting to do X, Y, and Z. Matter of fact, I'm going to have somebody who has all the information on that, loves having fun, and loves helping people. Yeah, and they will be able to help you get through that what you're trying to get through. Okay, and I'm trying to not get specifics. Okay, so I want you to see it relates to any challenge: money, time, taxes, credit, whatever they may have. Okay, so our goal is to just walk them through that simple system of understanding that they have a problem. Understanding, I'm not sure if it can help you, but I know, Edify, that it has helped so many others, and it is helping me also. And then it is only 5 or 10 minutes long. Okay, I'm going to have somebody else that's going to help you. They know all the facts, love having fun, loves helping people. Okay, and so that's what you want to do, right? I'm a matter of fact, I'm gonna put this in place. Okay, knows all the facts, loves having fun, and loves helping people. Okay. So when you do this, okay, this is something that edifies anyone. So that way, no matter who it is that you're getting ready to introduce them to, because it may be me, it may be Terrence, it may be somebody else on the team, it may be your upline EVP, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody, this is interchangeable, right? Because it's a system. It can be somebody just started yesterday, okay, once they understand the system. That's what's so beautiful about this, right? Okay. So what do you think about? Okay. How do you increase your clients? Okay. And customers? What is it that you do to increase your clients and customers? What is it that you're doing to increase your cash flow? What is it you're doing to add, multiply, or increase or exponentially grow the income that you need to retire on? Okay. So these are the 5 steps to strategic enrollment that will increase all of those things that I've just said: your customers, your clients, your cash, your investments, your assets. Follow this system, and this will get you to where you want to be. Okay, because you have to use something that's easy and duplicatable, right? That's why McDonald's grows at a rapid pace, better than a mom and pop restaurant, because the mom and pop restaurant throws in all of the things that makes it unique. You see what I'm saying? But a franchise makes a system, so that the system that everybody, no matter where they are in the world, will know what that system is, which enables them to grow at a rapid pace. Enables them to teach somebody and give them a 16 or 17-year-old, give them $1 billion company. You see what I'm saying? Give them the keys, to run $1 billion company. So because it's a system, that way if something goes wrong, they know what happened. If there's money missing, if there's inventory low, right? It's a system that they know exactly how they're managing and tracking, so they know exactly what to do. What do you want from your end goal? Okay, do you want the best, or do you just want good? Okay, and so that's what we want to do today. We just want to go over the presenting portion, and the presenting portion is just getting them to build the curiosity without spilling everything upon them, trying to tell them what it is, how it works, and these types of things. If it's not a simple testimony or testimony about others, then it shouldn't be anything coming. You should be saying things that highlight, right, the thing that you're passing to. It should highlight the expert that's getting ready to talk. It should highlight the presentation. It should highlight the corporation, myecon. It should highlight Real University being a part of myecon. Okay, so what you want to do is you always want to get yourself into that position. And see, the thing is, we have ourselves just too busy with the wrong things. So we're so busy working, like I said the other day, working in the business, right? You're not working on your business. We're so busy saying, I'm busy doing this with my customers, this, that, and the other, that we don't see that we're just developed another job. We may own the job, but we've just developed another job. Okay. So what I want you to do is always to understand that you're working from a system, because the system is going to help you to increase rather, okay, leverage your time, your money, and your energy. Remember, system, that stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. Okay. So always revert to your system, guys, no matter what it is and how it is that you're doing. That way, anything that happens, the ups and downs of life, people always say, well, Michael, you never seem to be afraid, or, those types of things. When things are going bad, you still seem pretty much the same. When things are going great, you're still pretty much the same. Life is a cycle. No matter what it is, everything's going great, right? But you love it. Be good up there. I love it. Appreciate the greatness that's happening. But understand that it is a cycle. So it doesn't mean that what is great itself is going to stop, but it does mean that there's going to be a dip somewhere that will cause your emotions, or could cause your emotions, to change by the challenge of the contrast. Okay, so it's up to us to make that decision at that point in time. What do we do when we see the good, the bad, and the ugly? The thing is, you have to understand who you are. Who are you? Who's the real you? Not the person that's trying to be seen, not the person that needs the validation, not the individual that needs to be concerned with others and what they think, but the real you that was designed with a purpose to come out to be the best person that you can be, right? According to the designer that has put the proclivities, the passion that is within you, the things that you are drawn to. But if you don't get the systematic way of thinking out of you, okay, there's so much things that have been programmed into us: the TV, the government, oppression, depression, right? So all of these things that are possible are surrounding us, but we have the choice. We have the choice to say we can keep our minds on the things that are above, the things that are beautiful, the things that are lovely and of a good report. And then that what I keep my mind on will fuel the inside of me, which will then give me the necessary power to take me through the bad times, and also to keep me solid through the good times, so that way I am prepared when the next time that comes. Okay, so guys, always, keep yourselves to working to better yourselves, right? Look at the conversation that you're dealing with. When people are talking, no matter if it's a good time or bad time that you're going through, is it you? Is it how you're going to do when they're speaking? Is it how I'm going to do? Are they speaking in singular language, or are they saying, let's get us together accordingly to, and let's follow a system, not the individual, but let's follow a system that's working. And you follow the system that's working, then you all come in, you grow together. Okay. And see, then you can go through the ups and downs together, because what good is it if it's cold, right? And you are on your lane alone. But if it's cold and you have another, then there's heat that can be produced. Okay. We're talking about synergy. Two minds that come together are greater than the two minds individually. They produce more than just two minds. They produce the synergy that produces greatness. Okay. So the thing is, you do not have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. Okay. It's always nice to be important, but it's even better. It's even nicer. It's even more important to be nice. Okay. Maybe it may be nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Okay. You guys have a good one. And always study, show yourself approved, take notes, let the stuff get into you. Life is not going to change haphazardly, it's going to change habitually. Have a good one.